shadow work, what it is, and how to actually go about journeying into the darkness on your own, safely, securely, knowing that it is all beneficial and beautiful, enriching and liberating for you. It's how we set ourselves free. So join me as we venture into the darkness together to discover the light that is lost and hidden within. Shadow work. Without light cast upon something, there is nothing to view, there is nothing to perceive. Without the light entering the lens of this camera, there is no picture. I'm still here, I'm still sat in exactly the same place, speaking to you now, but from what appears to be the darkness, and without any real understanding or viewpoint that is familiar to you, it may perceive or be perceived as fearful. By shining our light back upon that which was otherwise hidden in darkness, we can discover all the information that is housed there, integrate it back into the whole, and set ourselves free. So shadow work is just that. It is working within the shadows. And the most simplistic way of delivering the information that I have received, that I utilize on a day-to-day basis when I work with my clients and within myself, because I am continuously doing the work myself. Otherwise, I would not be able to bring this to anyone else. Look at it or liken it to a cave and a monster that lives within the cave. And the further you venture down the rabbit hole, the darker it gets, and the more fearful the projections of yourself that you have shone out into the darkness, so that you can see them only once you shine your light upon them, so you can discover the fact that they exist in a way that you perceive to be separate to you and integrate them back into the whole. So working with people on a one-on-one level, I work soul to soul, and I do so in a very heavy focus of inner child work, shadow work. Inner child work is very familiar to shadow work because most of the time the memories or the learnings that we have gained come from a younger age. This isn't always so. Sometimes they come from a previous life, or even they can be passed down to us ancestrally, genealogically. If I used to say to you, imagine that you are a being living in a room, that you are yourself, a human being living upon the planet. Let's take it to a single room. In that room is light. It's full of light because that's where you are. You are the light that fills the room. So everything in the room you can see and you have an understanding of. Even within the corners where it is slightly less lit, there's slightly more potential for things to hide, you can still see. And you've seen it before and you understand it. Oh yeah, I remember that thing that wasn't great, wasn't the most enjoyable experience. But at the same time, I'm familiar with it, so I can understand it and accept it. I can know that it's part of me in my journey without needing to try to run away from it or control it, because I fully accepted it. Over on your left, there's a door. Behind that door is your freedom. It's a freedom to a whole new world. You don't have to live in that single room, only experiencing everything that you've previously experienced and that you'll continue to experience unless you unlock that door and set yourself free from it. Most people will say, okay, I can see the door, but I don't know what's the other side. It might be scary. So I know what's in this room. I'll just stay here. It might be scary. The truth is it will be scary. It'll be one of the most traumatic things you have ever done. To re-experience that previous trauma, the one that you have hidden away in the darkness, that your subconscious mind is hidden away in the darkness. But the other side of it, I promise you, is liberation. That's where we come in. Guides, ascended masters that are able to walk beside you. If you were going to go on a journey into a rainforest to discover some treasures hidden in the depths of the forest, it will be you that takes the journey and it will be you that discovers the treasures. receiving them and spending them accordingly. But it's more beneficial to take a guide with you, one who has previously walked the terrain, who is aware of potential footfalls and hidden dangers, providing you a safe space filled with love. And it's that love which is the light, which shines brightly from you, through you, and to you. As you breathe it in and out, filling the entire room with that light. When you open the door, you shine your light into it. And in that door is everything in existence. There is all the light as well as all the darkness. And it is within the darkness that we discover the light. Without the darkness, there is nowhere for the stars to shine. So previous events which were traumatic, what the subconscious mind does is it takes the event. Imagine yourself as a pie, a nice blueberry and apple pie. I don't know why blueberry and apple. Whatever flavoured pie you want to be is perfect. So choose your flavour accordingly and then picture that pie. Something happens to an area of the pie. Something traumatic happened when you were 7. So what we do is we cut off that bit of pie that is tainted in flavour, that we think is negative in perception, that we're trying to run away or hide from, that we're trying to keep out of sight, out of mind. The subconscious mind is, because if a traumatic event happens and it hides it from you, then it's no longer traumatic because you're no longer able to experience it. Great. That works. It's logical. But then you're left incomplete. The pie is no longer complete. There's part of you missing. Part of you that's been placed in a box and put in the darkness. So when we venture into the darkness, we can discover those parts of yourself lost and fragmented there and integrate them back into the whole. This is how we become enlightened. And we do so with acceptance. Surrenderance to what has happened and an acceptance of it. Only once we accept there is something that is negative in our viewpoint, only when we accept there is something blocking our path going forwards, can we decide and come to a more beneficial outcome or direction to move around it. If there's something blocking your path and you deny it, you'll just continuously walk into it, headbutting it. Oh, there's something in my way, and my nose is bleeding now, and I've got a headache, and I don't feel very well. I'm just going to lie down. So when we venture into the darkness, we are the light. So when we go into that cave, we are the light. The further you go in, the more you will discover, the more layers of separation and fragmentation that you will discover to integrate. I strongly suggest that you ask to be shown what is hindering or holding you back, and then you address that. You address things as they come up. If somebody angers or frustrates you, then only when you are able to, when you've become mindful enough to know that that's an egoic response as opposed to a super consciousness response, cosmic consciousness of I instead of the egoic I. The egoic I will become angered when somebody cuts you up in traffic, let's say. How dare you cut me up in traffic? I'm the mighty ego. Do you not know who I am? Yeah, I'm the same you as you. I know exactly who you are. Only when we're aware of this and we actually see those triggers, say something angers you, then you go, okay, I can see that. Thank you for that representation. Thank you for triggering me. Let's go to the cave and have a look at the reason why this has angered me. Venture into the cave, and there will be part of you that is lost and hidden there that was negatively affected at some point in the past when somebody did something to you that was traumatic. You've taken it, you've placed it and hidden it. Their memory or their event, the trigger that they have just caused you, brings up all the information from before. It's like you've tuned the telly back into that channel, and on the channel it has a recap of all the previous programs that you have been part of or that you've experienced, recapping all the negative events of old and then putting this new one on top. So you've entered into the channel of anger. You align yourself back to the channel of love. changing the frequency of who you are, knowing that you hold the remote control, that you can change the channel, and then you venture into the darkness to actually go about gaining everything required from that channel, all the information necessary, so you never have to turn it on again. Once you've gained all the information required and integrated it into the whole, you won't have to view that individual channel again, because the information that is required from it will have already been integrated. If you keep seeing something, if you keep having the same experience, if you keep having the same connections to people outside you, relationships that are repressive, if you're always poor, if you're always sick, whatever it is, it's there to show you what needs to be seen within. It's externally projecting itself so that you can venture into the internal aspect of it and learn and integrate it back into the whole. If there's always somebody outside you that's angry, it's because there's part of yourself which is angry inside, and until you've addressed it and accepted it with love, integrating it back into yourself with love, completing that pie once again, you will always be shown that same person or that same situation. So when we venture into the darkness, picture it just as a cave. This cave goes all the way to the very depths of the planet, the very depths of the universe. And the work will never be done. The work will never be done. It's finding a balance between doing the work that's required and enjoying who you are and what you have now. So if you every day get up and you get your torch and your shield and your sword and your cloak and you venture into the dark, your sword of truth, your cloak of invisibility, your shield of protection, your torch of light. Venture into the darkness. Every day you'll be able to do battles, because you are not only addressing your own inner programming, but that of the collective. But it's up to you to do you. So address each thing as it comes up. And when you venture into the darkness, being the light, knowing that you don't need any of the external representations or projections of safety, that you are perfect just as you are, that you are safe just as you are, and that whatever aspect that you come into contact with is part of you. So say you go in and there's this demon that's hissing and spitting at you and is really angry, and if you feel that if you go anywhere near it, it will attack you and kill you, that is part of you. That is part of you that wants the exact same thing that you want, to be accepted and understood, acknowledged, appreciated and loved. It is there spitting and hissing because it is part of you that had to spit and hiss to keep you safe from something in the past. Once you realise that you were safe always, and you don't need that spitting and hissing part of yourself that you have hidden in the darkness because you don't want to accept it's part of you. Once you accept it's part of you and you love it, you say, literally, you go into the cave, okay? This is how it works. You go into the cave with intention to journey in and discover those parts of yourself lost and fragmented there. You then approach that part of yourself joyfully, skipping, hello, I'm here. Hello, inner demon, I'm here. I'm here to see you. I'm here to hear you. Why do you exist? What is it that you exist for? What is your purpose of being? What information would you like to receive or to share with me so that you can come and join the party again, so that you can come back into the light, to become part of the room, the ever-expanding room? Because every time we open the door and we venture into the next corridor, the next room, as we go room upon room, continuing to expand our awareness and our potential of experience to the entire size of the house, to the entire road, to the entire country, planet, to the point where we're the entire universe. And we know that there's nothing to be fearful of because we are it all in completion. I am the darkness as well as the light. I walk in the darkness as well as the light. I accept the darkness within me as well as within you as I accept the light. This is why I am so powerful. This is why I am separate from my egoic construct and viewpoint that I am any different to you. It's an acceptance and surrenderance. It doesn't mean that we have to entertain or to play in the dark, because we are the light. And it's a choice of which frequency you wish to embody. If you go into the dark thinking you are the dark, you will become lost in the dark. If you go into the dark knowing you are the light, you will emit that light from you, shining it around the area that you're within, filling it and completing it in yourself, making that the light. That demon that is hidden in the dark, that we cannot really see and we cannot understand. Hello, I am the demon. In the darkness of your mind, listen to me. I want you to hear me. Hello. Thank you for shining your light and your love on me. Thank you for hearing me. I've been waiting so long to be seen. Imagine being placed in the darkness and left there year after year without the ability to express myself or my desires or my needs. I've been crying, I've been screaming, I've been scratching to get out. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for accepting me. Thank you for loving me. That's all I ever wanted, is to be loved. And then when you bring that being into you, that part of yourself that you are, with love, and you watch it as it becomes you, as it is the light, as it reintegrates and reconnects to the light. And then watch as the cave, as you have ventured, let's say 10 spaces into the cave, 10 foot into the cave. Watch as the entire cave drops away from around you, so that every step you have taken is then emerged into the surroundings. Almost as though you've ventured 10 foot into the cave, down the corridor, the whole cave that you've already walked down disappears and you're stood at the entrance once again. A new entrance to a new part of the cave, to a new journey to discover a new part of yourself there. That journey to be taken as and when is required. If you take it, it will show you. If you take it, there will be something to be seen. There is a lot hidden in the darkness of the mind, and only through the balance can we actually bring true harmony. Balance in all ways. Balance between doing the work and having the energy to do the work, having the drive and the connection to the love that you are through being the love and expressing the love in all you do, as well as venturing into the darkness and embodying and accepting and owning that part of yourself. If you spend too long there, you will get lost there. If you spend too much time just flittering around in love and light and unicorns and rainbows, then you are separating yourself from the truth of who you are. Oh yeah, you love and light, unicorns and rainbows. Yes, love and light. I love you unconditionally and eternally. And I shine my light, the light of Source, through me to you, so that I can see it upon you, reflected back to me, so I can remind myself of who I am, of who you are, of who we are, as we are eternally in this beautiful game, this dance that we call life together. The masculine in his black wedding suit, and the feminine in her beautiful white wedding gown, locked in harmony, in balance, dancing rhythmically, majestically and playfully together for eternity in this beautiful game that we call life. Light in the dark and dark in the light, completing themselves with each other. If you would like to know any more, please drop me a message. Please share this video with anybody it may assist, because it's incredibly powerful work and it's something which is globally being experienced at present. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment. Let me know what shadow work you've done and where you are around the planet. Let me know where you are upon your journey, how many times you've ventured into that cave and what you've discovered, because each experience that we can be part of, we can learn and grow from ourselves. What I've experienced firsthand is unique to me. What you've experienced is unique to you. What we collectively experience is what grows and expands the collective consciousness of humanity. Know that you are always safe, that you're always loved, that you're always secure, supported and guided from your higher self, from the heavens above. make sure to check out the comments below and find out about actually becoming the ambassador of the light, joining the movement, the light beings, the light workers, warriors, rainbow warriors, the ascended masters that are all coming together within the portal so that we can focus our attention on one single vision, a world of true equality for all, in truth, true harmony. Because to be equal would mean that there would be nothing to experience. If it was always light, there'd be nothing to experience. If it was always dark, there'd be nothing to experience. It's the difference that brings that experience. It's the friction which creates existence. As two aspects, two objects rub together, they create that spark of existence which we experience as life. So if I have rubbed you up the wrong way, then that is the beautifulest gift that I can actually give to you, because it may allow you to step back slightly and to have a look at why, and to realize that in fact it all starts and ends with him. I love you all. I'm with you all. Now and forever, we are in this together, united as one people on this one planet, governed by one love. United we stand, and together we rise. Love, light, and infinite blessings. Until next time, namaste. Thank you for who you are and all you continue to do. Thank you for continuing to gain the knowledge, the wisdom, for continuing to look within and doing the work required to bring freedom to not only yourself, but everybody else. As you continue to do the work, as you continue to expand your consciousness and awareness, you continue the expansion and awareness of everybody else, helping others to break free from that limitation and illusion of old. Continue to support me in all I do. Continue to grow the movement and continue to grow yourself.